It was one of those unvoiced social accommodations. Even as she held her ground and her glare, Mary was well aware of all the aspects of Ryder's personal power. At such close quarters, it was impossible not to be. As if contemplating a curious, potentially succulent morsel, he looked down at her, as she was not only the youngest of the current generation of Cynster girls, but also the shortest, and he stood well over 6 feet tall. That degree of down should have been intimidating. Yet she never felt intimidated by him. Distracted, thrown off balance, even mentally tripped to the point of feeling she was somehow falling, yes, but threatened in even the smallest way, no. Then again, she'd known him in passing for as long as she could remember. Their families were among the oldest in the ton, and so knew each other in the way such families did. His lushly lashed hazel eyes had remained unwaveringly fixed on her face, on her eyes. "You can't seriously imagine Rand will be a suitable husband for you." She tipped up her chin, but looking down her nose at him was beyond even her. "I should think it patently obvious that that is a determination I will make for myself." "Don't bother. You won't suit." "Indeed?" She hesitated, but if anyone would know his half-brother's aspirations, Ryder would. She arched her brows and infused sufficient disbelieving hauteur into her tone to, she hoped, tempt him to share. "And why is that?" While he considered obliging and she waited, she wondered if perhaps denying having any particular interest in Randolph, Lord Randolph Cavanaugh, one of Ryder's half-brothers and the nearest to him in age, might have been the wiser course. But when at Henrietta and James's engagement ball she'd summarily dismissed Ryder, declining an invitation most ladies of the ton, young, middle-aged, or ancient, would kill to receive, she'd unintentionally piqued his curiosity, and just like any feline, he'd been, albeit apparently idly, stalking her ever since. Even though tonight was only the second evening since the engagement ball, Ryder was more than intelligent enough to have divined her purpose. So no, there really was no point attempting to mislead him on that score. He would only grow more diabolical. As his lips gently curved and he drew breath to speak, she fully expected him to be diabolical anyway. "Permit me to list the ways." His voice was so deep that it was a rumbling purr. "First, allow me to point out that, as the last unmarried Cynster female of your generation, you are regarded as a matrimonial prize." She frowned. "That's the last thing I need, but—" She searched his eyes. "I don't see why I should be considered so. I'm the youngest, and while admittedly my dowry is nothing to be sneezed at, I'm certainly not a diamond of the first water or a major heiress." As apparently she had to put up with him, she saw no reason not to pick his well-connected and well-informed brain. Inclining his head, Ryder bit his tongue against the impulse to inform her that while she was correct in stating that she did not qualify as a diamond of the first water, that failure stemmed more from an excess of personality than any lack of beauty. She was more than attractive enough, vibrantly and vividly attractive enough, to turn male heads and engage male imaginations, something he'd grown exceedingly aware of over the few days during which he'd been shadowing her, driven by curiosity, pricked pride, and some less identifiable fascination. You have, however, missed the critical point. You are the last chance for any of the major families to ally themselves with the Cynsters in this generation. It'll be a decade or more before your cousin's children, the next generation, come on the marriage mart. Consequently, no matter what you might wish, you are, indeed, a prize in that regard. And of course, Rand will inherit neither title nor estate. Unlike him. His eyes locked on hers. He dismissively arched his brows. "Ask any of the grand dames, and they'll tell you the same. Everyone expects you to marry well." She made a sound suspiciously like a snort. A smile tugged at his lips. He understood the sentiment. But then